Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are having a wonderful time at this UEFA Champions League Trophy Tour wrap-up dinner. It's not often that one has an opportunity to have a sit-down with one of the greatest footballers of all time. So I am a fan, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Oh, thank you, but you were sitting yesterday behind me in the plane, huh? Don't forget that.
Yeah, but I was sleeping then.
It's the second time now.
Yeah. So now, let's get to it. As we promised people that we're going to have a chat. So let's talk about the tour. When Heineken approached you regarding the UEFA Champions League Trophy Tour, I know that you've been here in Africa before, but what was your first thought when Heineken approached you?
Yeah, it was like a straight up positive feeling because also I connected always Heineken and the Champions League with my career when I started with Bayern Munich playing the Champions League from 2002 on. So there was always a relation towards Heineken, and then when I heard about the idea which is behind like to bring the trophy close to the hardcore fans, I got thrilled. And also then to be able to travel to all these different countries, and especially then here South Africa, where I've been here 15 years ago. I got a great feeling, and I must say it's a great organization. Heineken is doing it really, really well, so big compliments. We have to go to Zambia and Kenya as well, but until now I must say fantastic.
So now how, because you still, I would like to believe that you're still a footballer at heart. Because once you retire, that feeling actually never leaves you as a former footballer. So now, how do then fans react whenever they see this trophy for the first time, and especially going into a new country?
Yeah, they react like I said before. Like they have, when they come up and close, they have their eyes are shining, and that's the magic actually of the Champions League, which brings. Not only to the fans, also to the players. I mean, whenever I see that trophy, I get goosebumps, and also that's the same like before when the orchestra was playing the UEFA Champions League anthem. I remember when we were lining up always, and we had these big matches against Real Madrid, Barcelona, and this anthem started. You were so focused, and myself personally, after we lost 2012, the Champions League final in Munich, in that next season in 2013, whenever this anthem started, I had those pictures in my mind from that defeat against Chelsea, and this kind of pain motivated us and myself to win the trophy, and it was connected with the anthem as well.
Yeah. So now, if you had to describe this trophy tour in Africa in one word, what word would you use?
One word. Fun? Yes. I mean, even before when we were listening to music and people are singing and straight into it, I love that. I love that passion. Sometimes in Germany we're a little bit lean back.
Yeah.
But it's really nice to see different cultures. And especially here, that culture is unique, and I love to see the values of the people from here, and also that they keep their DNA. That's very important.
Yeah. So now we, as football fans across the world, we know we've seen you play, and you have played against some of the best players in the world. You played against some of the best teams in the world. But then, who's the African player that gave you the toughest time on the pitch?
That's easy. I mean, Drogba, when he put in the header against us in Munich at that final,
in 2012.
I was not really his fan.
Because I also believe that at that time when Drogba scored, you guys actually believed that you have won because it was last minute of the game.
Yes, to be honest, until that moment I didn't see Drogba on the pitch.
Yeah.
Then he showed up and the ball was in the goal, was 1-1. But also that final, I don't know if you remember well, of course everyone remembers that Didier Drogba was heading the ball in for the 1-1, but also he scored then the last penalty when I missed as fifth. I missed our penalty. And then Didier had the chance to make the miracle happening for them. He put it in. And also there was an extra time, we got a penalty, which Arjen Robben, he missed. But you know who actually made a foul for the penalty? It was Didier Drogba. It was him. So he scored a 1-1. He made a foul where his team could be down 2-1. And then in the end, he won it with the final penalty. So it was special for him. And sometimes in football writes its own story. And it was about for him to win and for Chelsea to win that final. Even if maybe Bayern Munich was a little bit better, but but we won it, and a year after that, it's okay.
I guess as footballers, you play for those type of moments. So then, I would like to believe as well that you still watch football and all the goals that you have seen as well in the UCL. Which one of the goals that still gives you the goosebumps?
My own goal, or
no, the goal that you've seen.
I saw a few goals.
It can be yours.
I witnessed a few goals. Actually, the one Arjen Robben scored in against Dortmund in the final, 2-1, and we won that trophy. That was probably my favorite.
Because you won the trophy.
Exactly. The game was over. We won it, and bye.
So now, do you remember? Because as footballers, it's so important for footballers to play football because you actually want to win trophies. Do you remember the first time you lifted this trophy? What was the feeling like?
You need to consider that in 4 years we played three times the Champions League final, which is not easy to do, not easy to reach. And we lost it, like I said before, the year before in our, we call it living room, in our house in Munich. We gave it away. That's the biggest defeat and tragedy which can happen. And still, like when I speak about it, I could almost cry, you know, because it means so much for everyone there. What did you say?
About the moment that you actually
when we lifted, it was a great feeling. It was a good feeling, like
especially after losing it.
Especially before. Yes, it's always in life. It's the same. Probably everyone like falls down or has a bad moment, but it's even more important to get up once more. And we have done that, and we have done that with the same team, with the same players. Who lost that trophy the year before, and that meant a lot for me. Also to win that trophy with local players from Munich, Philipp Lahm, Thomas Müller, David Alaba. He's Austrian, but it's Germany.
He's Germany.
And so that makes it even more sweet.
You guys are claiming him.
Like we would love to bring him in, but not so easy.
So now with this tour. Now you get to speak of the feelings of you playing in those Champions League finals, you having the feeling of lifting this trophy for the first time, and also experiencing how fans actually receive you. Doesn't that make you feel maybe like you missing playing football?
No, when I retired, it was a decision made, and I'm not regretting it at all. But of course, when we talk about Champions League nights, matches, lifting the trophy, you watch on TV now the Champions League semi-finals and all that. That's kind of course, you would love to be back on the pitch and play, because it's like the dream of every young child. When I was younger than now, when I was 5, 6, 7. I was dreaming about to once in my life be able to play in a huge stadium in front of 70,000 people, and I'm very grateful that I got that opportunity to play for many years in the Champions League and also for the national team, and so the dream became true, and I'm grateful for it, and I try to give my experience to the younger players as much as I can. But for me, it's even more important, not the words I explain to them, they have to understand, and they have to have this self-motivation and attitude. That's even more important, that not someone else is telling them pass the ball left and right. You need to understand, you need to feel it, and you need to want it, and that's even more important to be able to progress.
And with all this illustrious career that you've had, I mean, you've played against, like I've said a little bit earlier, you've played against the best teams, you've experienced their fans, you've experienced playing home, you've experienced also playing away where fans, possibly the hooligan fans, will make you uncomfortable coming to play in your own pitch. The question is now, what is the hardcore fan moment that stood out for you?
At United, when we played with Bayern Munich against Manchester United in 2010, I think.
Yeah.
We actually lost the second leg in the quarterfinals 3-2 at Old Trafford. And usually when you leave the pitch, you get booed.
Yeah.
I mean, we qualified, but the United fans stood up and gave us standing ovations.
Yeah.
And I will never forget that, because it doesn't happen many times in stadiums away. So that's the moment. Yeah.
And of course, as footballers, we know the importance of having fans. We know the importance of fans backing us up. We know the importance as well of fans giving us that type of motivation. So when that happens, like you say, it is very, very something special, because normally it doesn't happen. So of course, it should be a memory that stands out for you. But now, with all the players that you faced, with all the players that you played against, which one of the African players that when you saw him play and you realized that this one is a baller, this one can play?
JJ Okocha.
Oh.
You remember JJ?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. The only player with a name in the surname, a nickname, a name in the surname. He is.
Yeah.
He's one of the best players that we've ever had. So now,
the same hairstyle like you, right? A little bit, come on.
he has changed. He's got a more conservative guy. So with what's one thing that you have learned? We speak of fans, we speak of the fans' interaction and their pride and the passion that they have into the sport. What is one thing that you have learned about African fans, especially in this sport?
The positiveness, I must say. The positiveness, the smile, obviously a huge passion for football.
Yeah.
Last time, as I said before, 2010, you could always see that. And all this stuff, like the song Shozoloza, the Vuvuzelas, all that, you know, I remember. And it's from country to country different, but still it sticks out, the loyalty to their clubs. It doesn't matter if the teams or the clubs are winning or losing, they're always there and supporting. And from Europe, we really appreciate that. So, and I must say, for me, it was great to see all the hardcore fans support us now. Like I said before, in Vietnam and also Indonesia and also here, because I haven't had the chance to experience that close, and it means a lot for me to have the opportunity to meet all.
So now, from a fan point of view, because I've watched you play in Bayern, I've watched you play in Menu, I've watched the World Cup as well. I'm just a student of the game, so I've always studied players. What's with the superstition of Germans midfielders with using the same boot and not really wearing, what are those small shin guards? You were doing it. Tony Cruz was doing it, he just retired last season. What's with the superstition of that?
On the chin bars.
You never wore shin guards.
Now I can say it. After 2008, I didn't wear those, yes. But no, it depends on the comfort of the players. Obviously, it's not allowed, but the referees need to check it. If they don't see you, it's fine. If they see you, you get a yellow card. So, but most of them didn't check it back in the days, so that was a little bit of advantage. But everyone has his own ritual. For example, myself, I always wetten my socks before the matches. I made them wet. Yes, because when you wear socks, not those ones, but the socks from the football teams, they're a little bit thick.
They are.
And you would love to have, you would actually like to play without shoes, without socks, to have a little bit of a root, straight contact to the ball.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was always doing that.
That's so weird. I especially like with African players, we thought that we're the only ones with superstition, because when a team doesn't sing in the timeout, we always feel that we're going to lose. So we have to sing. So if we don't sing, and when everybody else within the changing room doesn't sing, we always feel like we're going to lose. So we have to sing. Even if you don't want to sing, there's no moment for you to play your headset and listen to your music. So for me to hear that also you guys in Europe also have your own superstition, that's very, very interesting. But it is very intriguing for me to like, why only midfielders in Germany using the same move over and over again? It was weird. But thank you very much, sir, for sharing your story with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Thank you.